The big tech oligarchs, you can't trust them. It's got to be broken up, and here's why. People said, well, they want to be part of MAGA. No, they don't. They just want concentrated power and more wealth. Amazon, as much as Bezos has been skipping around, doing the space flights and the Blue Horizon and everything like that, as soon as they have the opportunity to go against American entrepreneurs, to go against American working class people, the middle class of this country, the first time he gets to be a running dog for the CCP, he does, by putting this up. Now, talk about this article. We've mentioned this many times about how the CCP is all over, and the NGOs are all over the United Nations, and particularly in the engine room in Geneva. Dave Bratt.
Yeah, well, that's the perfect segue. Is not only is Bezos ignoring and hurting the American middle class and manufacturing, et cetera, he's also hurting 1.4 billion Chinese people, the Lao Beijing, created in the image of God. And so somewhat ironically, in the Washington Post, which is run by Bezos, which is committed for the last 100 days to freedom and liberty, that's kind of tongue-in-cheek, but the headline in Bezos' own paper, China deploys NGOs at UN to quash criticism on human rights. One of the United States former diplomats in Geneva described China's deployment of organizations posing as NGOs as a growing threat to the core UN human rights mission. It's corrosive, it's dishonest, it's subversive, etc. So bottom line, these NGOs, the UN, the United Nations, won't get rid of them, even if they've sworn fealty to the CCP.
And they have sworn fealty
and
to
they
the
have,
CCP.
They have, and the article documents that. But that means you've sworn fealty to the regime who has Uyghur slaves, represses, no religion. And Bezos, this is what's interesting in this America First turning. Bezos is also indirectly supporting a totalitarian atheist regime. And so when Bezos...
he's directly supporting.
He's directly.
You said indirectly.
Yeah, well...
He's directly supporting a totalitarian. He's in business with it. It's like financing Hitler in 1933. It's no difference.
Yes. And
these people are bigger murderers. They've slaughtered 450 million innocent, forced abortions. Yeah. 80% of little girls, right? They've killed a couple of 100 million minimum Chinese citizens. They brag about it. They're not shy about that. Yeah. That's who you're in business with.
Yep. No, and that's what I want to know. Bezos, this turn to liberty and freedom, Jeff, go beyond that. In your paper, do your institutions, do the Post believe in any God, any system of ethics whatsoever? Because without that statement of some minimal claim, even if they're just constitutional legal claims that you swear fealty to, I think Steve Bannon has exactly right. It only took you 100 days to turn pretty hardcore against the president by saying you're going to list the tariff prices and increase in prices. Everybody knows what's going on there. You've sworn fealty to China, not to America.
I don't want to say this was a called shot, but it was a called shot. When they're all up here on the inauguration and they're all having their their big fancy balls and they're all in black tux and he's got the wife that's the wife or the soon-to-be wife, they're all prancing around here. I said, hey, give it 100 days. Right. And on the 100th day, 100 days, they can't help themselves.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
They don't back the American working man and woman. They do not back the American middle class.